Do you know when Donald Trump started his big lie about election fraud? He started it after the primary presidential debate. He wouldn't answer a simple question the moderator asked him, which was, "Will you accept the election results?" His response was, "I can't tell you, but we will see." Trump knew he was going to lose the election, so he developed a plan to remain in office and said this will be a rig election. The first thing Trump did was to ask Ukraine leader for help. He said, "I need a favor thou." Trump wanted Ukraine to dig out dirt or lied about Hunter Biden, President Joe Biden's son. Next, he asked the Chinese leader to buy more of U.S. agricultural produce to help him get re-elected. The next thing Trump did was to ask Georgia governor in this famous phone call for 11,780 votes so he can win the state of Georgia. Then his Republican supporters in Arizona had some fake certificate electors documents claiming to be Trump's electors. They wanted to submit the illegal documents in person, when the original electors were already in the building certifying the votes. The police didn't allow them into the building. Trump's next move was to try and persuade his vice president, Mike Pence, not to certify the election results, but Pence had no jurisdiction to do that. His job was to count the votes that have been certified by Congress and the Electoral College. Pence said no, he can't do that. Trump became furious with anger. When all of those plans failed, Trump summoned his mob supporters to the U.S. Capitol to march down to Congress and stop the steal. He said, quote, "We need to fight like hell," unquote. This is Trump addressing the mobs on January 6, 2021. January 6, 2021, was a sad day in American history when these guys seeing in this picture, Trump's mobs stormed the U.S. Capitol shouting, quote, "Hang Mike Pence, the Vice President of the United States." These images are hard to watch, I must warn you. What Trump did was a crime. It is called an insurrection. Meaning, he asked his supporters to disrupt a normal proceeding of Congress, which is the first branch of government. This has never happened before in the history of America for a sitting president to stage a coup so he can remain in office to deny the newly elected president in office. After the failure of his mobs who stormed the Capitol to stop the steal, Trump's next move was to plan with some of his so-called lawyers to draft an executive order directing the military to seize all voting machines around the country. The military would never do that. The military job is to protect the nation, not to seize voting machines. The 2 times impeached former president had approximately 126 Republicans House of Representative members who supported his big lie that the election was stolen from Donald Trump. They didn't vote to certify Joe Biden win. They play a role in the January 6, 2021 insurrection. Some of them escorted some of the insurrectionists into the Capitol, showing them around to find the Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi's office so they can harm her. Many people think that the insurrection of January 6 would have never happened if some Republican leaders were to tell the truth that the election was not stolen from Trump and knowledge that Joe Biden won the election. There were no election fraud, as former Trump's Attorney General, William Barr, said. It was a fair election. Although, Barr has helped Trump in the past to stay in office when he said Trump didn't colluded with Russia after Mueller's impeachment trial report. But William Barr refused to help Trump this time spread the big lie of stolen election. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment of the United States of America Constitution declares that no person shall hold any office, civil or military, under the United States, or under any state, who, having previously taken an oath to support the Constitution, had then engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. So Trump and all of his collaborators and cronies, including those 126 Republican House of Representative members, who helped the mobs or were involved in planning the riot to storm the Capitol and refused to certify the 2020 election results, are labeled insurrectionists. According to the U.S. Constitution, these people can't run for office again. What they did is a real threat to our democracy, and they committed a crime. Hence, supporters and donors of Trump who are thinking about his comeback in 2024 are fooling themselves. Stop wasting your money donating to Trump's re-election super PAC, because Trump's political future in 2024 is dead. He can only become president in his dreams. Donald J. Trump will go down as the worst president in the history of America who tried to overthrow the government while in office. He will be remembered as a liar, racist, mob leader, conspiracy theorist, tax cheat, bank fraud, election fraud, a criminal, a dictator, a white supremacist and a can artist. If you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and thanks for watching.